the AI podcast.
All right, so picture this. AI that can compose a symphony that'll blow your mind. Or write a joke that has you rolling on the floor.
Right.
Or even come up with a movie script that's going to have you hooked.
Yeah.
From beginning to end.
Yeah.
Now that's a pretty wild thought, right?
It is, yeah.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. AI and creativity.
It's a fascinating topic.
It really is.
Absolutely.
This whole idea of whether machines can actually be creative.
Right.
Because, I mean, we see AI doing some pretty incredible things these days.
Absolutely. Every day.
Yeah. But can it really be creative?
Right.
Well, that's the big question. And to help us unpack this,
Yeah.
we're taking a deep dive into a whole bunch of research articles and expert opinions.
Right.
All focused on this very topic.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that really jumped out at me right away is just how much emphasis there is on AI's strength in pattern recognition.
Oh, yeah.
And data processing.
Absolutely.
Right. Like AI is this incredible mimic.
It is, yeah.
It can absorb massive amounts of information, spot those patterns, and then,
And spit it back at you.
spit it right back out. Exactly.
Yeah.
But where does that leave, like, actual creativity?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what everybody's grappling with.
Right.
Because mimicking is one thing, and AI can do that in its sleep practically these days.
Right.
But creativity, that often means, taking those patterns, those rules.
Yes.
And breaking them.
Yeah.
Making those unexpected connections, those leaps of imagination. It's about, bringing a little bit of soul into it.
Yes. And one of the studies that I read, it was actually talking about how they did this research on how music generated by AI
Right.
and music composed by humans, how they light up different parts of the brain.
Really?
Like when people listen to the AI music, the areas associated with, pattern recognition, they were just like firing off.
Yeah.
Sure. But with human music, it was the regions linked to emotion and empathy.
Oh, wow.
Like our brains could tell the difference.
That's incredible.
And I thought that was so fascinating.
That is fascinating.
That it wasn't just like a subjective thing.
No.
Like our brains were literally responding in different ways.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense though, because it's that emotional depth, that human touch.
Yeah.
That's what AI, at least for now, seems to be missing.
Right. Like it can understand the structure, the patterns, the rules.
The framework, yeah.
But not necessarily the feeling, the emotion behind it.
Yeah. And there were some really interesting examples in these articles.
Tell me.
Yeah, so one article, it talked about, they tasked an AI with writing a knock-knock joke.
Okay.
Like a classic dad joke.
Oh, right.
And the result, was just like a jumble of words. Like, it technically followed the structure of a knock-knock joke.
Right.
But it just completely missed the mark on the humor. Like, it was so unfunny. It was painful.
They knew the mechanic.
It knew the mechanics.
But not the magic.
Not the magic at all, exactly.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. It's like, it was trying to follow a recipe, but forgetting the most important ingredient.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like those paint by numbers kits.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just kind of fill in the numbered sections.
Right.
Versus like a real artist who's just like,
Feels the canvas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who feels the colors, who feels the rhythm.
Who's expressing something, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that made me think about someone like Miles Davis.
Oh, yeah.
In the jazz world.
Oh, yeah.
Who just completely transformed the genre.
Right.
By just throwing out the rule book,
Right.
That's not mimicry. That's, raw rule-breaking innovation.
Right.
A depth of understanding and feeling that AI, I don't think we're quite there yet.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And it makes you wonder, like, what about...
It really does.
Have you ever come across AI-generated content? Like maybe a poem? Or...
I have, yeah.
A piece of music?
Sure.
What was your reaction to it?
Yeah, I mean, some of it's impressive.
Yeah.
From a technical standpoint.
Okay.
Like, wow, a machine did this.
Yeah.
But I haven't felt that emotional connection yet.
Right.
I haven't been moved by it the way I might be.
Right.
By, something created by a person.
Right. Like, did it evoke a genuine emotion or did it feel a bit robotic?
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, right?
It is. It's like the difference between, like you said, following the recipe and actually being the chef.
Exactly.
That understands flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Can create something new and exciting.
Exactly. It's about understanding, not just mimicking.
Exactly. And that's a big distinction.
Right. And the thing is, AI is evolving so rapidly.
It is. It's changing every day.
Yeah. So where does that leave us? Like, what's the future of AI and creativity?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
And I think, one of the articles kind of hinted at this, is that maybe it's not about AI replacing human creativity, but rather augmenting it.
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, imagine if AI could be this incredible tool that artists and musicians and writers could use to enhance their own creativity.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if it could help us break through those creative blocks or explore new ideas that we never would have thought of on our own?
Okay. Now, that is fascinating because one of the articles actually talked about how architects are starting to use AI in their design process.
I've heard that.
Where the AI can generate like thousands of different design possibilities.
Right. Yeah.
Based on, the parameters that the architect gives it.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right. And so it's not that the AI is designing the building, but it's giving the architect this
incredible set of tools.
This incredible set of tools.
Right.
To then take and mold and shape and use their own creativity and expertise.
Yeah, it frees them up to focus on the art of it rather than just the technical.
That's exactly it. It frees them up.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so to kind of wrap things up here.
Yeah.
We've talked about how AI is this incredible mimic.
Mm-hmm.
It can process patterns. It can generate content.
Right.
But that genuine out-of-the-box thinking, that spark, that really defines human creativity.
Yeah, and the soul.
The soul, yeah. AI hasn't quite cleared that hurdle yet.
Feels like it's still learning.
Yeah.
It's early days.
It's still learning, yeah. So here's a final thought to leave you with. As AI continues to evolve at this breakneck speed, will it always lack that essential human element?
Right.
That ability to genuinely feel and express?
Right.
Or could we be on the verge of something completely new?
Yeah.
A whole new era of creativity where the lines between human and artificial intelligence
become beautifully blurred.
It's an exciting thought, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is an exciting thought.
Yeah, and a little bit daunting too, I think.
Absolutely.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. It's like the dawn of a new age,
It is.
And who knows what wonders.
Yeah.
And what challenges await.
What new horizons it will open up for us.
Exactly. Well, on that note,
that's a good place to leave it.
I think that's a great place to leave it.
Yeah.
Thanks for diving in with us today.
My pleasure.
This has been a fascinating conversation.
Likewise, it really has. I've enjoyed it.
And until next time, keep those creative sparks flying.